Welcome back, guys, to Java Space. So in this video we are going to look at the around advice, and around advice is one of the special advices because of the fact that the developer now has control in terms of deciding whether they can forward the call to the target method or not. So if you remember the previous diagram I showed you, the call comes to the proxy. The proxy, before it goes to the target, calls the around advice. The around advice can then decide whether it wants to proceed the call to the target or not. As you can see, it's proceeding the call to the target target method. So without further ado, I'm just going to go into the code quickly. So I believe I have some previously written some around advice. I'm just going to try and work on that one. So here we are intercepting method fetch questions. So let's see, it gets quiz, then you will get questions for that quiz. All right. So as you can see here, the point card expression is pretty straightforward. But now we have another, argument proceeding join point. So this is the way in which you can, this is the object you can use to forward the call to the target method. If you say join point dot proceed, then you are basically forwarding the call to the target method. As you can see, we need to also throw an exception in this method. So I could have said throw okay, let's see what kind of exception this method throws. Okay, let me do this before. So it throws a throwable. Okay, so I am gonna put it here rather. Then I can take my code and because now it's in the lambda, it's like another context altogether. So yeah, I remember. All right, no, that's fine. So let me see, what does it return? So basically I can say object obj equals, then instead here I can just put obj. Yes, because I didn't want to do all these shenanigans of handling exceptions. Yes. So we are saying proceed the call to the target method, then get the return type, then return it to the proxy. Then the proxy will then take it back to the calling object. So this is basically how you can use proceeding the around advice. So what the around advice is doing is, I intercept the call when you enter the target method and also when you come out of the target method. And on top of that, not even when you come out, I intercept the call. Then from there, I'm in control. I can say proceed to the target method or do not proceed. So this is what we see it's happening with the around advice. So one example or the usage of an around advice, we saw it with the @timed annotation that seeks to calculate the time it took to execute a method. So we are interested in when did we enter that method and when did we come out of that target method. That's why we use an around advice. Another case of the around advice is the transactional annotation, because we want to begin a transaction and we want to commit it. And we see we have a start, then we have a finish. Those are some of the use cases that quickly comes to mind in terms of where is it actually used. So there are many other use cases of an around advice. So this is all in terms of advices, but there's a lot of things you can do. For instance, you see we have a join point. You have a join point here, then you have a proceeding join point. So this object can give you things like the name of the method executed, the arguments passed to that particular method, and many other attributes. So you can just navigate through it to see more of this important data that you can get from those objects. So in terms of advices, I would like to stop here.